2021, I'm Mike Clifford. North Carolina Governor Ray Cooper signed sweeping criminal justice reform into law this month. It's meant to hold police more accountable, but some advocates say it lacks transformative change.
Senate Bill 300 was introduced in the General Assembly back in March. It requires officers to intervene and report when excessive force is used, which will go into a database. It also requires law enforcement officers to be screened for mental health issues and to go through training to handle mental health crises. Daniel Bowes of the ACLU of North Carolina says the bill is a start, but doesn't get at the root cause of the ways that the criminal justice system perpetuates mass incarceration.
This bill will certainly provide more surveillance of police officers and their behavior. But at the end of the day, if you acknowledge that there are too many laws and too many ways that somebody can end up in prison, then it just doesn't go far enough.
A recent report from the Prison Policy Initiative showed that on a per capita basis, North Carolina has a higher rate of incarceration than almost every country in the world. I'm Emily Scott.
In North Carolina, black residents make up almost 78% of the children sentenced to life or more than 60 years in prison. CNBC reports Congress is now running out.
Should we cancel the show or should we just move ahead with it? Good morning, mostly. It's KCHW 102.7. Scott and my sister Val. I'm live from Deer Park. Good morning, Val.
Good morning.
Kind of a rough start for us here behind the scenes. Just before we went live, everything locked up.
Of course.
And that warning comes up on your computer, says, oh, CPU usage at 10%. I mean, it's like everything's really, really slow. All right, but we are kind of going again. We're hoping it'll last. We should be up live on the internet, too, if you want to watch.
That's right. Good morning.
All right, things getting started. We should probably do a little weather forecast for you. We're looking for possibly a little more rain today. Very, very cool out there. You notice that, Val? It's fall,
did.
Or it feels like fall.
It feels like fall. It's windy. We got like a half inch of rain yesterday, though, so that was awesome.
It's crazy. There's puddles around town. It seems odd to see a rain puddle.
Yes.
All right, 57 for a high with a 33% chance of rain today. 38 for an overnight low. Looks like the rain down to about 13%. For your Wednesday, 60 and 43 for the high and low. Just an 8% chance of rain. 67 and 45 for Thursday, 25% chance of rain. Same deal for Friday, 65 and 40, with some probable afternoon sunshine, too, and still a 25% chance of rain. Right now, looking ahead to next weekend, Saturday, 69, Sunday, 73. Both days, mostly sunny to partly cloudy.
Nice.
Yeah, so if things hold out, a nice weekend again coming our way.
A little Indian summer.
Yeah, that's nice, though. Give people a chance to get your yards taken care of. It's rough when the weather goes south really fast, and then before you know it, there's snow on the ground, and you didn't get anything done.
Yes, so true.
All right.
Been there.
Yep. Anything exciting in your world, Sister Val?
Oh, let's see. There hasn't been a whole lot exciting the last week, I guess. It's just kind of been laid low, and yeah. I wish I could say something was fun and exciting.
Now, you guys were kind of, you got vaccinated early, and I know you guys were like all excited to get back out there with your friends and all that kind of stuff, but it hasn't worked out, has it?
Not so much. It's been difficult because we have a lot of friends who don't believe in the vaccine are still saying, let's wait and see. I don't know what you want to wait and see for anymore. But yeah, so that's really tough. The people that we spend the most time with right now are fully vaccinated, so that's nice. But yeah, I'm
But even
just
that can be a
confused.
risk
It can
now.
right now.
Yeah.
I've gotten to the point where I feel like at some point we're all going to get it, even if you've been vaccinated. I'm hearing about so many breakthrough cases right now because of the Delta virus or the Delta variant. So yeah, that's kind of scary. So hopefully at some point, if vaccinated people do get it, it's going to be mild. And yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it kind of seems like sooner or later it's going to happen to you, right?
It does at this point. I just don't know how there's any getting around it, which is sad. I mean, that's why the people that got vaccinated because we're hoping for some long-term immunity from it. But like I said, with these new variants that keep popping up all the time, it's only a matter of time, I think, before we get one that isn't covered or by the vaccine or isn't as well covered by the vaccine. So.
Yeah. Yeah, especially as the longer it stays around, the more it's going to mutate.
Exactly.
Some news headlines: a daily pill to treat COVID could be just months away. At least 3 promising antivirals that could prevent symptoms and limit transmission of COVID-19 are currently in clinical trials. Crazy.
Oh, well, that would be nice to have that available too.
We've never really had a pill to fight a virus, though, have we?
We have with the flu virus. If you catch it, but yeah, I mean, you have to catch it immediately within like 24 hours. They have an antiviral medication that you can take, but like I said, it has to be almost immediately after you get the flu or influenza, I should say.
Which with you can never get right in to see the doctor, so that's probably not working for most people.
Exactly.
Well, maybe, if you did say, hey, I got the flu, I need that antiviral pill, maybe it would speed things up for you, but I don't know. That'd be a hard one. Just like, I feel like I'm coming down with something, I got to get it right now. That's tough. Yeah.
Right, exactly. And half the time, I mean, do you have just a cold? Unless you immediately start with a fever, I guess that might be your hint. But yeah.
All right. CDC's put out a story that tracking schools that where the kids are wearing masks and where they're not. They said that masks are helping keep schools open. So
can I just say, duh?
Yes, Val, you may. Go ahead.
Duh.
Some doctors taking heat. Doctors across the country, a growing number of healthcare professionals say they will no longer treat unvaccinated patients.
I heard that we've also got the insurance companies that are saying, during the height of the pandemic, they were waiving deductibles and copays and all of that for people that had COVID. And I heard recently that they were saying if you do not have the vaccine and you end up needing medical care, with COVID, and end up needing medical care, that they are not going to waive those deductibles and copays and all of that. So you look at getting in the hospital on a respirator for a while, and your insurance is not covering the whole thing, that's going to hurt.
Well, and I know my buddy that has COVID, and he was unvaccinated a couple days after that story came out, like a day after he took 2 $20,000 bags of antiviral medication intravenously. So I think he might be paying for those because he's pretty close to the line there. Yeah, it's tough. That's tough. But,
it is really tough. So, it's hard to deny care to anybody. It's easy to talk about it when we're frustrated with people that aren't getting vaccinated. Because of the toll it's taking on the community and the hospitals and first responders and all of that. But when it comes right down to it, I guess if it was your child who'd refused the vaccine and now they're needing medical care, that would be a tough one. I mean, yeah, there's a part of me that's like, yeah. And then there's a part of me like, oh, if it was a family member, how do you do that? Or how do you agree with that?
Well, and if it's not covered, how many people are going to maybe skip going to the hospital because they couldn't afford it?
So true.
Catch COVID and bankrupt your family with hospital bills?
Yeah.
Very possible, especially if your insurance company already said, we're not covering this. You're on your own. Wow. This is going to cause lots of lawsuits all the way around.
Well, it is. I mean, like you said, all the way around. We've got, the lawsuits over mandatory vaccinations for certain businesses or professions, and mask mandates and the whole bit. I mean, it's going to be in litigation forever, I think.
Well, they talked about, and I don't know if it made it in one of the pandemic packages, passing a law where you couldn't sue over COVID. I don't know if that happened or not, but I could see from the start of this, Joe getting mad at his neighbor because he's sure his neighbor gave him COVID and suing him.
All right.
And sorry if your name's Joe, that was just generic.
Yeah, kind of like Karen.
Karen's gonna sue you. Oh man, Karen. I feel so bad for anybody named Karen after this whole Karen thing.
Right.
So cruel. So cruel.
Think back in our day and age too. I mean, there was lots of women with the name Gay. And now you're like, don't do that to your child. Right?
I'm so glad they didn't pick, like, what's the male Karen's name? Isn't there?
Ken, maybe?
Ken? I don't know. I'm so glad they didn't pick Scott.
Right.
Be stuck with that. Oh, he's a Scott.
Not another Scott.
Yeah, see? I've heard people already use that all over the internet.
Scott again?
All right. You used to think those New Yorkers were all sane and working together and like a team, the whole town. But a raucous maskless crowd opposing New York City's indoor vaccination mandate stormed into the Staten Island Mall while chanting, USA, USA. What about the other half of the country that wants you to go away, go away? Leave our restaurant. All right. Yeah, they took over the food court, the maskless food court.
I think we've kind of talked about this before, in the fact that a restaurant can tell you that you can't smoke in their establishment. They can tell you that
you have to wear a shirt, which I hate.
Right.
I love to eat bare-chested.
So there have been other requirements from restaurants, businesses. So I don't know why people are throwing such a fit about this one.
It hasn't. Yeah. Well, we talked about that from the beginning. No shoes, no shirt, no service. You're just adding mask to that list. So if you really want me to respect you, go ahead and go naked into the Quickie Mart.
Just with the shoes, a shirt,
and tell them you're right as American to be in their store naked.
As long as you have shoes and shirts on, you're fine, I guess.
No, they have to. I'm saying it's okay as long as they wear none of those. They can't wear a shirt when they go in. Okay,
right.
They can't wear any shoes, and they don't have to wear their masks. Then just go in basically naked and see how it works out for you.
Somebody going to be calling 911.
But it is. It's no different than any of the other rules you've tolerated. Why this one? Why have we chosen this rule to have a problem with? When I feel like my rights were violated over the whole seatbelt thing. And if I don't wear a seatbelt, they're going to fine me.
Right.
And that's a violation of my American rights, my freedom, being told I have to wear a seatbelt and fining me if I don't.
Right. And I always said a lot of our rules are for the safety of others. Now, seatbelts, I think that whole law is probably insurance companies, right? But most laws that are out there are to, if you break them, then you have no consequences on other people, right?
Yeah.
You don't wear a seatbelt, it harms you alone or maybe your family. If you don't wear a helmet, it harms you alone or maybe your family. But when you don't wear a mask, it can harm everyone all around you.
I had no idea freedom meant I could kill someone. Wow, this is like the purge. Just take off your mask and breathe on me.
I guess there's, people are still having COVID parties too.
Really? Just get it all transferred and over with? Like, yeah, like the old chicken pox party, right? Bring all your kids. We're giving them all chicken pox. Yeah, it stopped.
It was crazy to see football stadiums as you're watching football, NFL football, that are just jam-packed. the Seahawks played the Vikings over the weekend, and their stadium, I doubt, had an empty seat in Minnesota.
Crazy.
It was crazy. I'm like, this is insane. Even if you required everyone to be vaccinated before
It's too
they
many people
came to the
together.
game. Yes, and we're talking about all those breakthrough cases. So, for one, I can't believe everybody in there was vaccinated. There wasn't a mask. I didn't see one single person with a mask on.
At the game,
So,
really.
yeah, and so I'm guessing a good 10,000 people in the stadium. That to me is just crazy. And you could give me free season tickets,
And you're still not going to go?
and I'm still not going to go.
Huh. You know what's I lost it. I was trying to find it here. I had a note about a story that kind of related to that. Now I can't find it that I had saved up, and I thought it was an excellent time to insert it, but it disappeared on me. All right, sorry about that. Let's see. But I will say you're definitely right.
Well, of course I am. I'm your older sister.
You're definitely right. And where did that go? Oh, here it goes in line with it. We were talking about the insurance. And then the next thing I had was New York healthcare workers who are fired for refusing to be vaccinated will not be eligible for unemployment benefits.
We were just having this conversation with some friends the other day about, what would be, if you were fired for that reason, could you get unemployment? And kind of the consensus, we were talking to someone who is a manager, and he said that somebody can, when you fire someone, they're not immediately eligible for unemployment. They can fight it, saying that it was wrongful termination or whatever the case may be. But ultimately, if an employee is willing to fight, that you're not going to get unemployment for that. So I can see if you're not following a company regulation.
I think eventually you always do, though. I'm not sure. At least here in Washington State, even if you were fired and you were ineligible for the unemployment, if you are unemployed for a certain amount of time, I believe like 10 weeks or something like that, they do break down and give it to you.
And I was thinking it was 16.
Could be.
But I mean, can most people go 4 months without a paycheck?
Well, if you're sleeping on your friend's couch, yeah.
Well, there's that. So yeah, I'm not surprised. I think the tough part in all of this, I appreciate that we're trying to get people to get vaccinated. I appreciate that. I mean, we're saving our communities and our state and our country by doing that. But at the same time, if we lose a huge significant part of our hospital staff or our police department, even our schools, I mean, how do we continue as a society to function without those those workers?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's such a gray area, and there's so many sides to everything. It's really hard. I mean, everybody that listens knows my stance on vaccines, and I do think at some point, I know requiring them is really hard. We hear so many people say, my body, my choice. But again, if your choice is hurting other people, at what point do we say, I'm sorry, we're not going to let you harm other people?
And, well, let's take, there's a side of me that feels sorry for the people that don't want to be vaccinated because it is their choice that they're making. And they have to feel, let's say if you're an anti-vaxxer or if you've already lost your job, you have to definitely feel like you're being attacked. I think it adds to all the conspiracy theories because look at this. They're telling you if you go to the hospital, we're not going to cover you because you didn't get vaccinated. If you get fired, we're not going to give you unemployment because you didn't get vaccinated. This is, I don't know, it's becoming a thing now where the unvaccinated are really getting targeted. And they're getting targeted, I guess, where it hurts most, in your pocketbook.
Right. If you truly don't want to get the vaccine for whatever reason, then please just wear a mask. And you cannot you might have all your reservations about the mask. About vaccines, you might think they were developed too fast. All the arguments we hear, none of which I agree with, but all of the arguments we do hear. But we have proof that wearing a mask helps control the spread of the virus. So, and they weren't just developed. I mean, we've had doctors and nurses that have worn masks forever. And why do you think that is? And so, it is a proven item. So don't want to get the vaccine? Fine. Just wear a mask.
I was so upset. I was at the hardware store the other day, and everybody in line's got their mask on, being good, staying 6 feet apart. And here comes this farmer who's like 10 feet tall and like 85 years old, no mask, and he just marches right across through everybody, bumping into all of us. And I'm just like, wow, you are so rude. All right, you don't believe you don't wear a mask? Stay away from other people, because obviously they have a mask on. They're concerned. Don't go walk right next to them and brush them with your shoulder, you unmasked freak. No. That's what they're thinking. That's what I was thinking. I was just like, oh, my God, are you really that rude to everybody else in your community? You know?
Yeah, and I think that's the point that we're trying to make, is that if you care about others, do one or the other.
Show it. Yeah.
Show it.
You don't want to participate, still be respectful to your neighbors.
Right. So, you hear so many people say, what would Jesus do? Right? So do you really think
I think Jesus would probably roll up his sleeve, take the shot, and protect his neighbor, wouldn't he?
I would think so. Love thy neighbor as thyself, right? And so, or at least he'd wear a mask. Even with that beard and mustache, he'd be fine wearing a mask. So, let's
I can't believe you brought Jesus into it, Val.
I know,
Sorry.
Well, I'm going to guilt you into it any way I
can. That's perfect.
What about the Buddha?
That'd be funny, though, if everywhere we saw like signs that said wear your mask and Jesus giving a thumbs up. This announcement was approved by Jesus. I'm going to get myself in trouble. All right. We've beat our dead horse again for another Tuesday. Let's move on to something funner.
Yes, we're so good at this.
Yes.
And we're becoming experts.
Let's move on to something funner. Good news. Marijuana.
Oh, I want to hear some good news.
Okay. Marijuana use has not climbed following states that have legalized it. Have not climbed. A lot of people were worried that a marijuana use would shoot through the roof. And my theory is, everybody was already smoking it.
Exactly. I agree on that one.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, but can you really do an accurate study about this? Because you're talking to people and trying to get them to admit that they were smoking or using it before it was legal. So are people being outright honest about this?
Could be. Yeah.
Unless it was an anonymous survey, I suppose.
I thought that it probably would have jumped, because even in my own life, I know a lot of people who would have never touched it if it wouldn't have became legal. And the reason why they hadn't was because of their respect for the law of the land, or whatever that law happens to be, that they would not smoke it because it was illegal, but have since it started. So I'm really surprised that this study didn't show that numbers did go up, because I would have kind of expected people that wouldn't touch it because it was illegal, but maybe in the 70s had tried it before.
What?
Well, yeah. What? We're excited to do it and not have to worry about it. Plus, I know a lot of people who take edibles for health reasons. I mean, that's really popular for body pains now.
Right. I think for not just body pains, but, anxiety, it does help some people with that. So, yeah, I'm just wondering how many people would admit to taking it beforehand.
Yeah, because you think the numbers would have gone up. Here's what it says. Recreational pot has become legal for more Americans, but despite that ease of access, marijuana use hasn't ignited. The article published in the Journal of American Medical Association found that there was no increase in cannabis use among the general population or among previous users after their states legalized marijuana. Researchers surveyed 830,000 Americans over the age of 12 on their reported cannabis use, both before and after recreational marijuana was passed in their state. Study looked at data between 2008 and 2017, and they've got a picture of some really nice buds. Pretty flowers.
Oh.
Washington State and Colorado became the first states to legalize recreational marijuana in 2012, after which marijuana use saw a slight increase among Hispanic and white participants, the researchers said. Study also found there were no changes in cannabis use or cannabis use disorder for individuals between the ages of 12 and 20 in the states that legalized the substance. So this particular study, and there's always another study that'll come out and go the other way, at least shows no drastic changes in society after legalizing it. So,
Okay. All right. Good deal. For all those people that thought there would be, or be a gateway drug or something like that.
And
this proves them wrong.
And there's no big push yet for AA for pot smokers. So
What would that be called? Cannabis Anonymous?
PACA? I don't know.
That'd be hard to say, though.
Yeah.
Alcohol Anonymous is one thing, but Cannabis Anonymous?
They're going to be able to tell immediately if you've been using this week, because you ain't going to be able to say it. All right. Illinois, first Midwestern state to pass a law to totally phase out fossil fuels. Wow. Out of the Midwest.
That's pretty wild.
And the story says it even had Republican support. At a time when Midwest is being battered by more severe storms due to climate change, Illinois Governor Pritzker signed a landmark law this month that will transition the state to 100% clean energy by 2045. While the effort was largely escaped national media attention, it is especially noteworthy for three reasons. Illinois is the first state in the coal-heavy Midwest to commit to eliminating carbon emissions. Coal needs to go bye-bye.
I agree.
The plan received some Republican support, too, and it includes programs to ensure economic and racial equity. All right. Jack Darkin, director of Illinois chapter of the Sierra Club, told Yahoo, what we've now done is made it clear that fossil fuels are not in Illinois' future.
Well, I don't think it's in this planet's future at this point. Hopefully, if our planet has a future. But yeah. At this rate, if we pay any attention to the last year of weather, and people still want to say climate change isn't real, then yeah, it's follow the science. Look at the evidence.
Nah, I'm going to ask the Magic 8 Ball.
There was a big thing on the news last night about Ford Company, too. They are planning to increase their production of electric vehicles to like 40% of their whole manufacturing by 2030. And they're hoping to be almost exclusively electric vehicles by 2035, I believe. So, they're really ramping it up.
I'm really freaked out for the car lots. Could you imagine if you owned a used car lot right now? This is not a good scenario.
No, but I mean, I would think we're hopefully decades down the road before they would be completely illegal on the roads, because you have, poor people like us, we can't afford an electric vehicle.
Well, and I had a buddy showing me his new Yukon, and he's got some health problems. It's really hard for him to get into it. And he said he was going to sell it and get a real smaller vehicle. Well, it's only maybe a year or two old, so it's a $50,000 truck. Would you buy a $50,000 vehicle knowing that in the next 10 years, the only vehicles you're going to be able to buy are going to be electric? Would you drop that kind of coin on a car?
Some people definitely would. I mean, there are people that definitely would. You look at how many people get a new car every 4 years, or, so I'm sure they're thinking, well, if we buy it today, we'll probably be trading it in way before,
The deadline.
all of this.
That's true. We're still a ways off. I would be really leery, though, actually. And I was just trying to think of how this is going to affect the car market, especially like take your big truck market. Is Chevy going to cut back how many Yukons they make this year? Just because are they going to decrease in popularity because of gas prices and that the electric vehicles are coming? I think they would. I think this is going to be another hammer for the auto industry, and I am sick of our government bailing them out. I'm saying if they can't handle it themselves, let them go. I'm sick of the bailouts for car companies. This has gone crazy.
It has. Yeah, I don't know how all that's going to look. I mean, I look at us personally. I've had the same car for 13 years, and it's 15 years old. So yeah, I mean, we're not people that buy new cars all the time. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, at some point, are we going to be forced to get something else? Yeah, I don't know. And, Brad and I have always said, we're not in the market or very excited about when we have to replace ours. But we're getting to the point where he has vision issues. I have some vision issues. At some point, we're going to need that self-driving car.
That's true. Well, and that's kind of what I'm getting at. Okay, electric cars are coming. Self-driving cars are coming. FedEx announced in one state they're testing their autonomous delivery trucks. That's right, robot delivery trucks. And what they're doing is they have a driver in them right now that's not driving. He's just there in case the robot delivery truck screws up so he can grab the wheel. They said they're going to remove all those drivers by 2023. So FedEx is actually going to have...
that's only 2 years away?
Yeah, we're going to have a fleet of robot... The times are changing. The world's changing, I don't know how much of it I'll get to see yet, but things are really, we're going to have driverless cars everywhere. It is coming, and they're going to be electric. And once again, it brings me back to, am I really going to go out and buy a $60,000 gasoline vehicle?
Here's my deal. We talked for so long. So many people have said, in a derogatory way, at some point, robots are going to take over this world and they're going to take our jobs and all of that. But now we've got people that won't work.
It's 7:59.
Sorry.
Oh, thanks for the time update.
You're welcome.
We have so many people that aren't willing to work. I mean, we look at everything from restaurants on up. They do not have enough employees to run businesses. They don't have enough employees to unload shipping containers at the ports. I mean, every single industry needs employees. So if you're not willing to work, then you can no longer grump that robots have taken over your job because evidently they're the only ones that will do it.
It's true. It's true. There's so much stuff we don't want to do anymore. Mm-hmm. All right. Robots taking over the world. I don't know. I kind of like the idea of a utopian society where robots just take care of us.
Yeah.
It sounds okay to me. I mean, I'd love to have a robot doing my laundry right now and my dishes. Some people call that a wife. Oh.
Boo. No wonder why you don't have one.
It's sexist comments like that, isn't it?
Exactly.
Oh, man, I'll have to stop that. But I don't know. Sometimes that can be comedy gold, Val.
Oh, I suppose.
There are at least two people that laughed at that.
At least. I gave you a pity laugh, and then who knows who else might have.
All right. Should we move on? Nah.
Oh, why not?
All right, let's move on then. So I think that's all the headlines I had. There you go. Illinois planning to phase out fossil fuels. I do kind of wonder what's going to happen with the car market. I did have an idea that I wanted to back up when I was hammering the car, saying stop bailing them out. During the bailout of the auto industry in 2008, 2009, I was impressed. Ford refused that money. I don't know if a lot of people remember that. When they were bailing out the car companies, Ford said, no, thanks. We can handle it. We don't need to be bailed out. And I appreciated that. They didn't jump in and take that, And I'm sure there was probably some kind of government loopholes attached to that money that they gave to the auto industry, certain things that they would have to do or submit to and that kind of stuff. And maybe that was a turnoff for Ford. But I was always impressed that they didn't take that money. So
Yeah, and don't be bailing out the oil companies either.
They've had time to save.
Exactly.
They've had plenty of time to save money. We do not need to bail out the oil companies. Yeah.
We do not.
All right. Good point, Val.
And I had when COVID first started and they were talking about bailing out the airlines, I think I had a little bit of a problem with that. But now I can see that, how much travel was restricted. I could see that needed to happen.
Well, now you're going to get me started again because I'm going to say just no. Do not bail.
Just no?
No. Or kind of you're right. What should have happened immediately when they first realized there was a pandemic, they should have shut down all the airlines and just bailed them out. Look at all the money we would have saved. Look at all the shutdowns across this planet from country to country to country. And all the money that's being spent and government bailouts to the people that live in their country. All we had to do was stop air travel and pay them. It would have been a lot easier.
Oh, I never thought of it that way.
We could have just shut down planes, period. And I've said it 100 times, and people probably shut up, Scott. But nobody needs to fly. We have smartphones. I don't care if you're a nuclear physicist and they got a problem on the other side of the globe. Talk to them on your smartphone. Show them the picture and tell them how to fix it. You do not need to fly. Stop.
And I think that in a lot of ways, companies have realized that over the course of the pandemic, that they can do things remotely. We don't have to send somebody across the country for whatever reason. So I think that we've definitely changed. I mean, everything from people that, companies that said, we're fine with employees telecommuting from here on out. So I think we have realized what we are capable of over this pandemic. So, yeah.
So there's another question, and then I'll stop. So you were talking about the football game, and people are packed into the stadiums, and none of them wearing masks. But why aren't people returning to the movie theaters? The movies that they're putting out just stink.
Well, there may be that reason.
So you wouldn't even really want to go to the theater to watch them. But the new Dune movie did come out, I believe, and was released. But if you look at the numbers for theaters and what the movies are grossing, it is down, I would say, 80%. Mm-hmm. I mean, usually, big release for a summertime movie, the first weekend bring in like $50 million or something like that. Now it's like 10 or 7.
And, I'm sure this is going to be the argument for people. They would say at the stadium, we're outdoors. And I think what you're going to see with the theaters, maybe because it's an indoor event, maybe because so many movies are coming out simultaneously on a streaming service, I'm sure all of that kind of has something to do with it. But I mean, that is the one thing that we have done recently is go to a movie, but it was a matinee and the only other people in the theater were friends of ours. So yeah, but I think, you think of being in an indoor place, packed in for 2 hours, it might still be worrisome to people.
I did go to one, too, after they lifted the masks. That 3 weeks we had where people that were vaccinated didn't have to wear a mask. Remember that? Remember that 3 weeks?
Remember that 3 weeks?
I went to a movie for that, and like you said, it was an afternoon movie, and there was maybe 6, 7, 8 people in the whole theater, and we were all very, very spread out. And then, of course, I coughed the whole time just to freak people out.
Just to freak them out.
Enjoying the movie?
There are some good movies that are coming out, though, I think. I mean, we're always a fan of James Bond, so there's a new James Bond movie coming out. And a couple other ones that was like, ooh, that looks good. But, yeah, it's... Yeah, I'll never go to we never went to anything but a matinee either anyway because we're so cheap.
Well, yeah, there's that.
But I definitely would not be in a theater that was packed. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
It would make me so nervous.
I am still, even though I'm vaccinated, I will still not even go to the grocery store during the daytime. It's too busy. Mm-hmm. If I drive by it and that... parking lot is more than a quarter full, I'm not going in.
Yeah.
I'll just try to time it some other time. And that's being vaccinated. But I also know that if I have a breakthrough case, I still get to die. So
There is that.
there is that. There is that. Huh.
And I'm kind of at the point where, if I don't get a cold or, don't get influenza for the year or whatever, so I'm willing to wear a mask for that reason.
All right. That's true. Just think of all the. I remember talking to Brandon about a year into it, and he goes, "Wow." He goes, "I get colds fairly often. I haven't had a cold in a year." And there's a lot of people that say that, and then turn around and go, "Masks don't work." I don't think so.
Yeah.
Well, I've been
Washing
sick
hands,
in a really
wearing
long
masks.
time. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and they've even said that across the country, we've almost eradicated the regular flu and the common cold by wearing masks and washing our hands.
Isn't that? Yeah. I am glad personally that they work.
All right. Just remember, as we wrap up our COVID conversation for Tuesday, which seems to happen every Tuesday, is that if you don't want to wear a mask and you're going into the Quickie Mart,
I'm not wearing any pants. Film at 11.
Thank you. Comply. That probably won't go over very well. All right. Let's end the segment, Val, with a test for you.
Is this trivia time?
Yes.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
Today it's my sister Val. She's got a brain twice the size of more normal people.
I'll ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
By your giant brain, Val. Yes. A brain twice the size of yours.
You know what I'm going to blame all this on? See, my brain's so big, but then until I put on these headphones, it squishes everything back in. And so that's why I can't answer these questions.
Right. And here's the actual truth about the brain, though.
You better start mixing toothpaste with your shampoo. You're getting a cavity in your brain.
That's what happened to me. Cavity in my brain.
In your brain.
In my brain. All right, trivia questions. And we're not going back and forth today because today only had one trivia question. But don't fear, I got more for you.
Gee, thanks.
All right. Oh, and you're also guaranteed to get the riddle me this. All right, first question, though. 87% of us think our employer should provide this free of charge.
Oh, 87%. Let's go with healthcare.
No. It's much more important than healthcare.
Coffee?
Yes, exactly. All right, 10,000 points for Val. I can't believe that. Let's just give up. She won.
I didn't know that your employers generally charge for coffee, though, because that's where I was a little bit tripped up.
Yeah, I've never had a job where they made me pay for my coffee. So
yeah, me neither.
But I've had jobs that didn't provide coffee. Shame on you.
Right. Or you kind of maybe some places where you have to bring your own, maybe? I don't know.
KCHW?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That place.
Yeah, we used to have a coffee machine. Actually, there's a coffee machine here, but just bring your own pod.
Oh, there you go.
Because we can't afford to buy the pods. So
I am not a fan of the whole Keurig pod thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I don't
even
like
at Mom's?
I don't like my coffee that strong. So I might, run a pod through and then reuse it and then still add water.
Yeah.
I just don't like my stuff that strong.
Well, and I don't like a little cup. I like the mug you're holding up to your face right now.
Yeah,
that's a coffee
size
cup.
Mug you need.
Yeah, if you ain't drinking at least 20 ounces of coffee, you're not drinking coffee.
Yeah, why bother?
That's a sampler. You need the big cup.
That's right.
And the Keurig just doesn't. So you got to take a little cup and keep making it. But what I like about the whole Keurig system is like at Mom's, you slide out that tray and it's like a buffet of coffees. I could have chai tea. I could have vanilla coffee. I could have caramel coffee. I could have super souped up coffee. Yeah.
The only problem with the caramel coffee and all of that, I'm sure there's more calories in it than I'd eat for breakfast.
Nah. The coffee cancels out the calories. You didn't know that?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
All that jitteriness from drinking all the coffee, burning calories.
Oh. You know what? I never thought of it that way. Bring on the caramel macchiato.
And maybe a little heart problem, but don't worry about that. All right. Riddle me this, Val. I shine when it's dark. I'm sometimes full. When I am, I light up the night.
Moon.
I knew you'd get that one quickly.
That was really easy,
I
though.
know. All right, let me turn around.
I don't want to see that one.
Oh, not on the camera. No.
No full moon.
No. All right, I'll stop now. All right. The most popular street name in America is this.
Oh, popular street name. I'm trying to think of some we have in Spokane.
Most popular street name in America.
Oak Street.
No, ma'am. Think simpler. I am 1 block over from this most popular street name in America.
Main Street.
No.
No, not Main.
No.
Oh my gosh. Now I'm really like First Avenue. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, you're warm there. You're warm. You're you're almost on fire.
First Street?
No. Now you're getting cooler.
Second Avenue, Third Avenue.
You are just hit it. Second Street.
Most
popular street. You think it would be Main Street?
Yeah, you would think so, or even First Street. Why does Second Street get that designation?
I don't know. Can't tell you there. Each year in the U.S., there are roughly 1,600 surgeries to reduce the size of what?
Your nose.
No.
Only 1,600. There's probably more than that for a nose. To reduce the size of your... Oh, it must be funny.
Oh, yeah.
Is it something we can say online?
I'm gonna... Just wait it out, because I'm going to say it.
All right, you say it.
Because it's science. I can get away with it, right? It's not. We're talking about surgeries in the human body, so when I say this, it's not going to be dirty. It's just going to be funny. 1,600 surgeries to reduce the size of this. It is, you said nose, lips. It's below that.
Penis?
No.
I'm glad I could say that, though, because it was scientific.
I wish you wouldn't have. Go up go up a little further.
Belly button,
yeah.
breast.
Please reduce the size of my belly button.
Well, some people don't like an outie.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Breasts. I just undo it and retie it. Careful, though. If you don't hold it tight, you'll deflate.
Oh.
It's the thing about belly buttons. So you're close when you say breasts.
Oh, gosh, what else is there? Adam's apple, chin. Oh, I don't know. Just tell me already.
No.
You just want me to keep naming body parts? Armpits, wrists, arms.
You're
ears.
Yeah, you're so far away. I actually think I have this in a sound effect. So give me a second, because I think Porky Pig could best deliver this in a way that everyone can understand. Let's try it. Oh no, that's really wrong. Okay, that says it's 5 minutes. That might not be what I thought.
Toes and feet? Are we like going farther south?
No.
All right.
Correct answer was nipples.
No.
There are roughly 1,600 surgeries every year to reduce the size of nipples.
Oh my gosh.
Who would do that?
I don't know. Wear a padded bra already.
You can do it! That's horrible.
Oh, goodness.
What I'd like to know if it's guys.
Well, that could be, maybe.
All right. That's trivia. You failed miserably.
I did. Well, I got moon.
You did get the riddle, but other than that...
I got the first one right, only the second guess.
Yeah, well, yeah, you were only one guess away from having it right, I guess. Does that count?
I'm going to take any points I can get. All right, stand up for me, people.
All right, you got 1.5 right. How's that, Val?
Oh, fine.
1.5 right for Sister Val. Stick around, though, because we're going to pick on her some more. We come back from break. We'll have local birthdays, a little bit of history, goofy holidays, some odd news, and more. Right, Val?
Exactly.
And once again, she will demonstrate her brain power. So stick around. It's KCHW 102.7. Back in about 6 minutes. Your KCHW morning show made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock tires, provide collision repairs, including glass, and they have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414.
The Public News Service Daily Newscast, September the 28th, 2021. I'm Mike Clifford. North Carolina Governor Ray Cooper signed sweeping criminal justice reform into law this month. It's meant to hold police more accountable, but some advocates say it lacks transformative change.
Senate Bill 300 was introduced in the General Assembly back in March. It requires officers to intervene and report when excessive force is used, which will go into a database. It also requires law enforcement officers to be screened for mental health issues and to go through training to handle mental health crises. Daniel Bowes of the ACLU of North Carolina says the bill is a start, but doesn't get at the root cause of the ways that the criminal justice system perpetuates mass incarceration.
This bill will certainly provide more surveillance of police officers and their behavior. But at the end of the day, if you acknowledge that there are too many laws and too many ways that somebody can end up in prison, that it just doesn't go far enough.
A recent report from the Prison Policy Initiative showed that on a per capita basis, North Carolina has a higher rate of incarceration than almost every country in the world. I'm Emily Scott.
In North Carolina, black residents make up almost 78% of the children sentenced to life or more than 60 years in prison. CNBC reports Congress is now running out of time to prevent a shutdown and a default. Senate Republicans Monday blocked a bill that would fund the government and suspend the U.S. debt ceiling, leaving Democrats scrambling to avoid a possible economic calamity. The House-passed legislation would have funded the government into December and suspended the debt ceiling into December of next year, after the midterm congressional elections. According to CNBC, lawmakers need to approve government funding before Friday to avoid the shutdown. The U.S. risks default if Congress doesn't raise the debt ceiling by a point that is likely to come in October. That's according to the Treasury Department. And draft rules are out for a program designed to confront climate change in Oregon. Organizers say more needs to be done to curb emissions and protect frontline communities. More now from Eric Tegedoff.
Governor Kate Brown created the Climate Protection Program by executive order in 2020. Priya Judge with the group Power Past Fracked Gas says there are flaws in the program's draft rules. She says the Department of Environmental Quality wouldn't regulate the state's biggest carbon emitters.
That is basically happening under the umbrella of exemptions on the entire electric sector in Oregon, which includes the top 6 stationary polluters of frack gas power plants.
Judge says those plants are a major source of carbon emissions in the state. DEQ is holding its final public hearing on the draft rules online at 4 p.m. Thursday. The agency is accepting public comment through next Monday.
This is PNS. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says lawmakers are slated to vote on the $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill this Thursday and are working towards a deal on President Biden's $3.5 trillion spending plan.
Advocate with the anti-poverty group Rattle the Windows and a fellow at Community Change, Amy Jo Hutchison, says Biden's push to address issues such as health care and child care leaves much at stake for West Virginians. She points out that many families currently are using the expanded child tax credit to cover the cost of child care.
It costs more for one child to do private paid child care here in West Virginia than it does for a year's tuition at West Virginia University or Marshall University.
Earlier this year, families began receiving roughly $15 billion nationwide in increased monthly child tax payments through Biden's American Rescue Plan. Nadia Ramlagan reporting.
Senators, including Democrat Joe Manchin and Republican Shelley Moore Capito, have repeatedly voiced concerns about the cost of these spending packages. And as a Northern Virginia school system transitions away from using police officers in schools, a new report suggests COVID stimulus funding offers a unique opportunity.
Racial equity protests last year put a spotlight on the use of police officers in Arlington public schools, which some say often resulted in counterproductive arrests for normal youth misbehavior. Jeanette Allen is the school system's director of administrative services. She says the protests spurred the school board to reevaluate the use of resource officers and then decided to relocate them off-site this year in a new youth outreach unit.
There's not many other districts who have decided to not only remove them from the schools, but still maintain a relationship. So I'm excited about the new opportunity and finding a new way in which students do have positive interactions with law enforcement, but not necessarily on a daily basis.
I'm Diane Bernard.
Finally, our Ross Brown tells us a veterinary drug doctors call unsafe for treating COVID-19 has caused the deaths of 2 people in New Mexico.
Ivermectin toxicity is being blamed for the deaths, with doctors reminding those desperate for a cure that drugs to treat animals are not approved for use in humans. New Mexico-based veterinary pharmacist Elaine Blythe says despite warnings, people have gone to the hospital after feeling ill from taking the drug.
What we are seeing now is when people do make that choice, physicians are saying, I don't know how to treat this patient who took a veterinary medication. We don't have any data on that. I don't know.
Ivermectin is an anti-parasitic drug that's been around for years and is used in both humans and animals.
The acting director of the New Mexico Department of Health said the 2 people who died were among 14 in the state recently hospitalized after being poisoned by the drug. This is Mike Clifford for Public News Service, member and listener supported, heard on radio stations, big and small. Find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
KCHW is online at kchw.org. Listen to the live stream, find out about station events, memberships, local weather, and volunteering. You're listening to KCHW 102.7.
Trying to think of the thought process that makes you think that dewormer is going to cure COVID.
But you're afraid of the vaccine because you're not sure what's in it?
But I'll take some bleach and some dewormer.
Don't forget the UV lights.
Hey, that might actually work, though. Ultraviolet light? Come on.
Yeah, it's the places we'd have to shine it, though, Scott.
All right, we are back. KCHW Chwila 824 right now. And to start off this segment with a couple, let's see, 3, count them 3 local birthdays. First up, Amanda Grubb. We also have Raygon Weishar. What a cool name, Weishar. And Aaron Biancardi, all having birthdays today. The applause is for all of them. If you know them, you love them, tell them we were talking about them on the radio, but don't tell them what we said. Go back and watch the video replay on Facebook, just like That's everybody else. All right. Celebrity birthdays, Val, do you have a couple?
I do. I will share some that these people share a birthday with. Okay. Bridget Bardot is 87.
All right.
Wow. Jeffrey Jones from Edward R. Rooney, or he was Edward R. Rooney in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, 75 today.
We're so old.
Yes. Janine Garofalo is 57. Myra Sorvino from Mighty Aphrodite is 54. Naomi Watts from Birdman and The Loudest Voice is 53. Peter Cambor from NCIS Los Angeles is 43. Bam Margera. Bam. Wow, what a name. From a movie, is 42.
Uh-huh. He was with a group of guys that like to hurt themselves and film it.
Yes, there you go. Jerrica Hinton from Grey's Anatomy is 40. Hilary Duff, 34 today. Keir Gilchrist from United States of Terra is 29. And Findle, Scandal celebrity Olivia Jade is 22.
And why is she in a scandal? Do you know who she is?
I thought she was in the series Scandal.
No, Olivia Jade, she's on Dancing with the Stars right now, and that is the daughter of the Lori Loughlin.
Oh, that's right.
And everybody's mad.
We talked about this last week, I think. Yes. Okay.
And that's just obvious ratings grabbing by the network. Let's have somebody everybody's going to hate in there, you know.
Yeah.
Somebody who had their college, who paid their way to get into a good college.
Yeah, again, like we talked about, did she know? Was she complacent? What was the deal? But, All right.
Right, a little bit of history. 1820, tomato was publicly proven safe when Colonel Robert Gibbon Johnson stood on the steps of Salem, New Jersey courthouse and ate a large number of them without any adverse effects.
1820, wow. That's fairly recent for the tomato.
And then ketchup.
And how could we ever have lived without ketchup?
That's right. Let's skip ahead to 1892. The first night football game in America was played between Mansfield State Normal School.
That cracked me up when I read that. So you have to specifically say that you're a normal school?
Now it's actually called Mansfield University because they realized, well, no one's normal. And then...
if you're Abby Normal, you can't go to that place?
Correct.
Okay.
And then the Wyoming Seminary, always an exciting school. There's they couldn't come up with a whole team. There was only 5 of them. It's Wyoming. Only 10 people in the whole state. All right, 2002 in Korchenbruck, Germany, a dirty diaper saved the life of a 20-month-old toddler after he fell 20 feet from a window and landed on his bottom. Oh, so glad the diaper was full.
Exactly. That's what police said.
Yeah, police said it worked like a car airbag, absorbing the shock better than a clean diaper would, of course. You know, as I get older, I think that could work for me. Oh, I fell, but it was soft.
I had a soft landing.
Clean up, aisle 3.
Bring more diapers.
2008, SpaceX launched the first private spacecraft, the Falcon 1, into orbit. Last week, its toilet quit. 2012, Facebook hit 1 billion users. 2015, NASA scientists announced the discovery of flowing water on Mars. Oh, I'm so out of here.
We all came from Mars.
That's right. They got a creek. All right. In 2017, actress Julia Louis-Dreyfus revealed she had breast cancer. And 2018, up to 50 million Facebook accounts were hacked due to code weakness.
You know, I do. I mean, we broadcast, right, on Facebook. But yeah, I don't know. I think social media has seriously changed our world, and I don't think it's for the better.
It's bad. It's really, really bad. That's what you say.
Really, really bad. You know, and I'm on Facebook, and I do post, but I still, I think our world was way different before social media.
It was. Now, it was better.
It was better.
It was better. Yeah.
But continue to watch us on Facebook.
Yes. Wouldn't it be nice, though, if you could go back and erase those things? This Facebook never happened.
It's like Terminator. Keep trying to go back in time to change the past and change the future, and it never works.
Yeah, you know, and I think texting can be, Facebook is so much like texting is you don't get to see the person's actual face and those intonations that go with that, and I think everything gets really misconstrued. And plus, you're way more willing to type something nasty than you are to say it to someone's face.
Very true.
Yeah. All right, special events, Val. Can you deliver those? And maybe that'll change the world.
Good ones today.
That's right. Change the world.
It's Drink Beer Day.
Change the world. That's what I'm saying.
That's right. You know, everybody's happier when you drink a beer.
Well,
except for Scott, because he would die of anaphylaxis. But.
Yes. But sometimes people, by the time they hit that third beer, they're not happy at all anymore.
Then they're drinking the wrong beer.
Okay.
It is Good Neighbor Day today.
All right, B1.
So, in celebration of Good Neighbor Day, go get your vaccine. It's World Rabies Day today.
Oh.
Don't get bitten by a bat.
Or Scott.
It's Strawberry Cream Pie Day. Have you ever had a strawberry cream pie?
No, I bet that'd be different.
Oh, it would be. And we'll lead right into the next one with that. It's Ask a Stupid Question Day.
Yeah. Would strawberry cream pie be good?
You know, it sounds good, but I've had like coconut cream pie. I've had chocolate cream pie, lemon cream pie. I have never even seen strawberry cream pie.
Yeah. Wow. All right.
Somebody make us one.
Please, and deliver it in the next 30 minutes. 9:48 is the number of the day, and it is the average running pace in minutes and seconds of people who use the global fitness tracking app Strava. Male athletes average about 9 minutes and 3 seconds per mile, with women averaging 10 minutes and 21 seconds per mile. There you go.
All right, they're in better shape than I am.
Oh, much better. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean it that way, Val.
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did. All right, let's move on to Bits and Breaks. Val is going to teach us about coffee.
Oh, because October 1st, coming up on Friday, is International Coffee Day.
Yes.
All right, here's some facts you may not have known about coffee. It was originally chewed.
Huh.
Yeah, sipping may be your preferred method of Java consumption, but coffee has not always been a liquid treat. According to a number of historians, the first African tribes to consume coffee did so by grinding the berries together, adding in some animal fat, and rolling those caffeinated treats into tiny edible energy balls.
That sounds disgusting.
I was going to say, bring back the energy balls.
Yeah, let's have a machine make them, though.
Oh, yeah. Instant coffee has been around for nearly 250 years. Instant coffee has been around for a while, but it making its first appearance in England in 1771. But it would take another 139 years for the first mass-produced instant coffee to be introduced and patented in the U.S. in 1910. What do you think? It was Folgers, maybe? Do you think they had the first instant coffee?
All I'm going to say is I don't want to endorse any products, so I'm going to say Nescafe rocks. Did I say that out loud?
Thanks for not promoting any specific
You're welcome.
You're
welcome.
The average American spends more than $1,000 on coffees each year. You'd think that spending an average of $1,092 on coffee each year would be enough to make America the world's most caffeinated nation. You would be wrong. Finland is the world's coffee capital. Though Finland does not produce any beans of its own, its citizens drink a lot of the brown stuff, the most of any country in the world.
Huh. Let's check on Finland.
This is, excuse me, a damn fine cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Let's check on some cops.
We need donuts and coffee, hot.
Not hot enough to burn, but hot.
All right, sorry to interrupt.
That's all right. There have been several attempts to ban the beverage entirely, though. As recent as the 18th century, governments were trying to eradicate coffee. Among the many reasons for outlawing the beverage were its tendency to stimulate radical thinking.
Oh, my gosh. Wow.
I just thought it was other beverages that did that. In the 17th century, women thought it was turning their men into useless corpses.
Huh?
Yeah. In 1674, the women's petition against coffee claimed the beverage was turning British men into useless corpses and proposed a ban on it for anyone under the age of 60.
Because if you're
I guess it's okay. Yeah, if you're over 60, it's okay to be a useless corpse.
Yeah, pretty much.
You probably don't know this one, but the first webcam watched a coffee pot.
That
was hardly what one might describe as action-packed. It allowed researchers at Cambridge to monitor the coffee situation in the Trojan room without ever leaving their desks. After the webcam portion of the Trojan room coffee pot experiment was pulled, the pot itself, a non-working Krups Pro Aroma pot that would normally retail for about $50, was put up for auction on eBay, where it sold for just under $5,000.
A lot of people watch that pot, apparently.
Evidently.
I think the last one's the best.
I know it. And, you probably needed this information so you can up your coffee consumption.
Mm-hmm.
It would take 70 cups of coffee to kill a 150-pound person. Too much of anything can be a bad thing. It would take 70 cups to kill a 150-pound person.
Wow.
So if you want to, we could calculate exactly for your weight how many you could drink.
So I'm probably, I'd be closer to maybe, around 100 cups of coffee I think I could handle.
Yeah.
And I have.
It hasn't killed you yet.
No, yesterday, in fact. 100 cups.
Oh, goodness.
All right, I think that'd be like one expensive Keurig machine to keep up.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
All those pods?
Yep. Social media pet names. The cute and corny names do you use for your pet? I guess these are the top ones that it scored. Cuteness. I'm a fan of number 2, pumpkin butt. I used to have a girlfriend I called that. And funny honey. Good name for a cat with upper respiratory infection. Goobers. You can glue these to your cat. Sparkles. Honey Bunch. That seems kind of boring for a pet name. Honey Bunch.
Yeah.
All right. Tater Tot. Quite fitting for a wiener dog.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. And for your overweight kitty, Tum Tums.
Tum Tums.
I got one of those.
Do you have like multiple names for your cat though? Because mine have like multiple names.
Oh yeah. So Mooch, who is, let's see if I can get a shot of her on the webcam here. She's over on the couch. There she is right there. You can see her in the back. She's all just waiting for Dad to get off the show. So, why can't I move my head the right way? Oh, it's because there's a delay. But you can see her back there on the couch. She has a nickname, Fatsy Klein. And some people think that's kind of cruel, but it's cute because she is a little chubby. But yeah, sometimes they call her Fatsy Klein.
So I have my cat's name is Mila. She is called Stinkerbutt. She is called Chunky Monkey because she is a little overweight. She's called what else do I call her? I've got a bunch of names for Cute Girl. Yeah, she has lots of little love nicknames there.
There you go. All right. I think the best on the list though, definitely Pumpkin Butt.
Pumpkin Butt.
All right. Heading up to news and nuggets before we get to the odd news today. There was a couple stories there I wanted to share. Fat Bear Week has begun.
Yay! It's officially okay to put on your winter weight.
Yeah, I'm going to be very busy. The Fat Bear Week is an annual tournament celebrating the success of bears at Brooks River in the Katami National Park in Alaska. Through October 5th, your vote decides which is the fattest bear. It's a single elimination tournament for each set of 2 bears. Vote for one you think is the fattest. The bear with the most votes advances. Only one will be crowned a champion on Fat Bear Week. In 2020, a bear named 747, like the plane, emerged as the most fabulously fat bear in the park. The park said in a statement, this year he really packed on the pounds, looking like he was fat enough to hibernate in July, and yet continuing to eat until his belly seemed to drag along the ground by late September. This might sound like Brad.
You know, why isn't it embraced for people? You know, it's like, oh, you're the fattest. Yay, you get an award.
That wouldn't be good, though, would it?
No,
nobody wants to win that, Val.
No, I know. But sometimes you just, put on that hibernation weight and, it just happens.
Hibernation. I've never heard it referred to like that before. I like that. Hibernation weight. That's what I put on, a bunch of hibernation weight. All right, since it kind of applies, at least one of them, let's do what Scott thinks about in the shower. Yeah, yesterday was shower day, happens once a month, and the first thing I thought about is, the simplicity of opening a bag of chips in commercials is quite misleading.
It's so true.
Man, it is not that easy.
They don't fly all over the set when they're doing it on a commercial.
Or like tear 3/4 of the way down the bag and have the chips fall out on the floor.
Oh, I hate that one.
Or have some arthritic individual like me showing them how difficult it is to get the bag of chips and then, trying for like 2 minutes in pain and then finally giving up and getting a pair of scissors. That's what should be on the commercial.
And how many of us actually get up and get the scissors? You usually use your teeth and try to rip it, right?
Yeah, that can hurt too.
Yeah.
All right. I thought about this in the shower as well. The guy who gets paid to do billionaires' taxes probably pays more taxes than billionaires.
That is very true.
Fingers have fingertips, but your toes don't have toe tips. Yet you can tiptoe, but not tip finger.
That's so true.
Huh.
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 This one's kind of cool. Neck and face tattoos are going to be commonplace in nursing homes someday. And big droopy ears with a hole in them.
I personally like tattoos. I like a really well done tattoo, but I hate the neck tattoos. They're awful.
Do you have a tattoo?
I have 2 tattoos.
You do. Can you share what they are?
I can. Well, I guess I don't know. I had my ring tattooed.
Oh, that's right. The wedding ring is tattooed on your finger.
Yeah. So
That's
and I've
tricky.
got that, and then I've got a goddess and a kitty on my lower leg.
All right. Now if you get divorced, though, you're going to have to cut off your finger.
Oh, you know what? The next guy that I marry is going to have to buy a big enough ring for me to cover it up.
Okay.
That's all I got to say. Look how big that is.
It is
You're gonna
big.
You're going to have to be able to. It's delayed. Oh, there.
If it was me, I would have already cut off my finger.
You wouldn't have any left.
I've been married 3 times. All right. Let's see. It's here. This relates to what we were talking about with big people, the bears, with fat bears.
Okay.
It's common courtesy not to point out that someone is overweight. However, many people will come right out and mention how skinny someone is.
And that is, I've felt skinny, but I had a point when I lost quite a bit of weight, and I got more comments about, you're too thin. You need to eat some more. And I'm like, you wouldn't tell somebody that was overweight, you're too fat and you need to eat less.
But it's okay if you're skinny.
Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, you are too skinny. No, I'm just kidding. You should eat something.
I put on some hibernation weight already. It's fine.
Right. When she swallows a piece of licorice, you can see it go down her throat.
Oh.
That's a problem. All right. When you save someone's life, you've really just delayed their death.
It's very true.
That's right. Our pets must think we occasionally pee into perfectly good bowls of water.
My cat that just passed, when up until the last 6 months, that was his favorite place to drink from was the toilet.
I could just see the cat getting up on the edge of the toilet going, "Why would they do that in my bowl? Why would they leave that in there? That's gross." When escalators break, they become stairs. When elevators break, they become rooms. Really small rooms that make you panic. And the last thing I thought about in the shoulder, in the shower?
In the shower?
In the shower while I was cleaning my shoulder. A pregnant woman snorkeling technically counts as a submarine.
Oh, I don't think you should repeat that one to too many pregnant women.
Oh, come on, lighten up. Lighten up. Oh. All right, what's the most sexy part of a man, Val?
I would say, personally, I like a man with really good pecs.
Pecs. What part of the body is that?
Your pectorials.
Oh, the chest. So you're going with chest.
The chest.
And that is the number one choice of women, 34% like the chest. What is the second most sexiest male body part, Val?
Butt.
You're exactly right again, 17.5%. Next sexiest male body part.
Oh, goodness. Now I'm going to have to...
Picture a man.
Let's see. One of the things that really attracted me to my husband, he had really nice teeth.
Really nice teeth. That was not on the list.
Okay. I got the first two.
Well, and thinking about your husband, I would have said a really long pair of monkey arms.
There you go.
Doesn't he have some really long arms? He's a tall guy.
His whole body is
kind of long. He's long.
Yeah,
That's
he's
right.
6'3".
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do his knuckles drag, though?
No.
Okay. 16.5 on the arms there. 16.5%.
Oh, yeah, I just should have got that. I love a really good set of muscles.
Yeah. Huh. All right. I was looking at mine. Next.
You didn't get Dad's Popeye muscles, did you?
I didn't get Dad's Popeye muscles.
Oh.
I think he got those from 20 years of driving truck with those arms up like that.
I don't know. I got a pretty good.
Oh my gosh! Look at that! Wow.
I got Dad's Popeye muscles.
Wow. You got muscles on your arms. Do you like work out or anything to get those muscles? Or is that just natural?
And that's just natural.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're lucky. You got man arms.
I got man arms. Too bad they're flabby on the bottom, but on the top, that muscle pops.
It did. Wow. All right.
And Matt has Dad's muscles to a T. Man, that kid's got some big muscles.
Yeah, and what Dad never worked out. He worked a lot, but I never saw him like constantly lifting heavy stuff. I think the Popeye muscles were from those beer cans.
Oh, they're not that heavy though.
Yeah, but over 80
all day?
years, all day
repetitive
long.
motion.
Yeah, it's like lifting weights. All right, there's another body part that's on the list at 10%. What do you think that might be?
Oh, goodness. So we covered, I should have gotten arms. That was stupid. We covered chest, butt, arms.
And I wouldn't think anybody would think this would be sexy on men or women, but okay.
They wouldn't, or they would?
They wouldn't. I wouldn't think. I've never went, oh my gosh, those are the most beautiful blanks I've ever seen.
Calves.
No. I like a good set of calves, though. But not cankles.
No.
Looking for hands. Hands came in at 10.5%.
I was going to say hands at some point, but
really?
Yeah, okay.
Really? You think that could be a sexy body part? A big pair of hands?
Not for me personally, but yeah, I could imagine.
And then sexy male body parts, they lumped them all together as other at 21%. Not sure what that other is, but...
the sexiest part of a man is between his ears.
Oh, good answer. Good answer. Yeah. That goes on women, too.
Yeah, or the heart.
A good heart? A good heart?
Yeah, their heart. You got a big heart, and you're, intelligent. That's sexy.
All right. I'm just going to say, I wasn't really honest when I said that. What is the dumbest reason you have a scar, Val? You have any scars?
I do have a scar that is pretty dumb, and I'm trying to decide whether I want to...
share it on the radio or not?
Yeah, because it's kind of throwing my husband under the bus.
Ooh, that could be kind of bad. I like this one. This person said, I sat on my hair straightener. Oh. So does that mean she has that like rippled thing on her butt cheek?
Well, I think most women at some point have burnt themselves with the curling iron.
Yeah, but she said the hair straightener, so that's like a waffle iron burn.
Yeah. What I would say is don't make sure you have your robe or shirt on when you're curling your hair or anything, because that burn on your belly hurts a lot.
Oh, if you leaned up against the sink or something like that and it was there?
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm just thinking having like the waffle iron print from the hair straightener on your butt cheek. That'd be kind of funny. All right.
That would be a hair kinker. The hair straightener is straight.
Here's one. It says, when I was a kid, I was pretending to be a cat running on all fours, and I rammed my head into the dishwasher. And apparently got a pretty good scar out of it.
How?
I think I've...
mine, I don't know if you remember this. When we were young, living in North Dakota, there was a playground right next to the church and the school, between the church and the school. And I was pushing the merry-go-round, and I fell down in the middle when I was pushing it, tried to crawl out, and cut my back open on the wooden seat.
Ouch. And you got a scar from that?
Yeah, and the other one that was stupid is I was riding a motorcycle behind a friend.
I remember this one.
In shorts, yeah. And
burned your leg on the tailpipe.
Oh, that was nasty burn.
Oh, that was like big as a softball, all pussy on the side of her leg. I remember that one.
Yeah. So I guess I do have more stupid ones than I realized.
Yeah, you got a bunch of scars. Look at you. I only have one, and that was, to mention it the other day, I mowed over a metal pipe, and it came out the back of the mower. Stuck in my leg. But that's my only scar. I don't have any good ones. I'd like to have like a scar from a bullet or something. Something that says
shoot you if you want.
Yeah, something that says I'm a man that invented the wheel, gunpowder, bullets. Oh, maybe not. All right, more bad scars. Brother got a burn scar by accidentally hitting a s'more on his cheek when trying to eat it. Ow! Ow!
Ow!
Here's a guy says, I was lighting floss on fire over my bathroom sink as a 10-year-old, and some dripped on my knuckle from my middle finger, and it's never went away.
Wow.
So he's got melted floss.
Even my motorcycle scar is pretty much faded over time. I don't even know if you'd notice it anymore.
Here's another one that says, I was on my Razor scooter barefoot and accidentally braked with my foot. Ooh. And here's another dumb one. I was lighting wrapping plastic on fire, and some melted and fell on my knee, and the scar looks really weird.
Why? That's my question.
Pyromania, anyone? Perhaps you should see a medical professional, one that works with people's heads.
That's right.
All right. All right, let's set this on fire.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing. Be afraid. You know, you look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your odd news on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
All right, wrapping up the Tuesday edition of your KCHW Morning Show with a little odd news. I always kick it off with a news attack where the first sentence is true and the second sentence is a bad joke. Here comes Val.
Can I start with the first one?
Well, you could maybe change that word to...
Okay. All right. A woman in Spain returned home to find burglars getting frisky on her couch.
There you go.
There you go. She had no problem with them taking that couch then.
You can keep it.
You can keep that thing.
Could you use this down at the prison anywhere? Our researchers found that riding a roller coaster helps people to pass kidney stones. Wow. I wish I would have...
Who researches that stuff?
Wow. I've gotten them a few times in my life. Now I have a new thing. Where am I going to find a roller coaster? Of course, the ride has to be shut down quite often for cleaning.
Oh,
that was
goodness.
bad.
A guy in Poland was fined for putting up a sign outside his store to tell everyone that his wife had an affair with his banker.
Oh. Huh.
Good luck getting a loan to pay that fine.
That's horrible. Both sides of it is horrible. 90-year-old William Shatner's released a new album. It's titled Songs to Listen to for Your 7:30 Bedtime. I think he did it. It's actually a speech-only album because he can't sing.
That could be it.
No, he can't. He made an album in the 70s. It was absolutely horrible. He's done a few albums now, but he can't carry a tune.
Oh, I don't think he could have ever carried a tune.
No.
I can't believe, though, that he's the same age as our mother.
Wow. Do you think, that would be so awesome if Mom and Captain Kirk would hook up? I mean, they're both 90.
I'm trying to, remember that I used to have a huge crush on him, and he's only, 40 years my senior?
Oh, that's gross.
That is gross. Oh, an Arizona politician claims...
Does his phaser still work?
What's that?
Nothing. Keep going. Said, does his phaser still work?
Oh. Oh, boy.
Mom will be curious. Just saying. Keep going, please. Stop.
An Arizona politician claims the CIA fraud department told him that as many as 750,000 presidential election ballots were altered in his state.
No.
The CIA, though, has no fraud department. But, you may not know this. It does have an amazing pickleball team.
Does it really?
Yeah.
The CIA? Really? I like that. He claimed that the CIA, so then politicians said the CIA fraud department told him this.
Yes.
All right.
He's an Arizona politician. Come on.
Oh, okay. Make it up as we go. Coffee may cut depression in women. The irony is that the Starbucks line is usually such a downer. And then they're going to get your name wrong.
That's right.
All right.
Does Tweely even have a Starbucks?
No, but we got 4 coffee houses.
Well, I thought they were probably the only town in all of Washington that doesn't have a Starbucks.
All right. Actually, I think we're temporarily down to 3 coffee houses. There's a shortage.
How am I going to get my 70 cups of coffee in for the day?
Exactly. Speaking
Friday,
of which,
October 1st is International Coffee Day. Scott,
yes,
I think is doubly excited
yes.
since the first day of the month is also when he washes his mug.
And by mug, she means my brain. You know that whole what Scott thinks about in the shower thing.
Right, your giant mug.
Yes. Oh, yours is all flickery.
It was flickering out. There we go.
There you go. Thanks to the Delta variant and supply issues, Costco is limiting the amount of toilet paper you can buy again. Aw. Lucky you got that case you've been saving a 1-ply, Val. You're safe.
Luckily.
Yes, ma'am. You can't buy 8 24-packs right now. Sir, these are Christmas gifts. Are you telling me I can't do my Christmas shopping early?
No, Karen, you can't.
Yes. This year, give everyone you know toilet paper. They'll appreciate it. Believe me.
They will. They will.
They will. All right. Moving on to Wacky But True. Help us out again, Val, where the entire story is true and followed by sometimes a sound effect that is funny and sometimes just stupid.
Hopefully it's funny.
No, just
all right.
stupid.
When shoplifting, it is best to wear nondescript clothing so as to make as little an impression as possible on any prospective witnesses.
Okay.
Which is to say, you should not wear a Rob Gronkowski football jersey when boosting watches from a Walmart. Police in Tampa Bay charged that Joel Lewis swiped 2 watches worth $39.76. Oh my gosh. From a Walmart on Saturday, a store employee provided cops with a description of the suspect, which included a reference to the Gronkowski jersey he was wearing. Lewis, who was hiding in a bush near Walmart, was apprehended within minutes of the theft.
Wait a minute. He was hiding in the bushes?
Yes. Lewis ain't the brightest boy in the bush either.
Move along there, you big butthead.
There you go. I'd feel so bad for him if I was a cop and it was only like $36 in watches. When I find him hiding in a bush, I just go, get out of here.
His Gronkowski jersey cost more than that.
A Maine woman who wanted to spend more time with her boyfriend came up with an incredibly stupid plan to get him off work. Kyla Blake allegedly called in 2, that's right, not 1, but 2 bomb threats to her man's workplace. Officials say the threats to a plant which produces swabs for COVID tests resulted in the evacuation of around 400 employees from the company's plant in town and the loss of a full day of production. She has been charged with a felony count of terrorizing.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes, we couldn't make our swabs, and now you're going to pay.
That's right.
All right, swabs, okay.
Swabs.
You better start mixing toothpaste with your shampoo. You're getting a cavity in your brain.
All right. Play that again.
How about this one? An Illinois man unexpectedly won the Quad Cities Marathon over weekend when the 2 Kenyan runners who had far outpaced him were disqualified after being diverted off the course by a race volunteer bicyclist. Tyler Pence crossed the finish line in 2 hours, 15 minutes, 6 seconds to become the first U.S. runner since 2001 to win the race through the Quad Cities along the Mississippi River in Illinois and Iowa. Pence's win came after 2 Kenyans diverted from the course a little more than halfway to the finish line when the bicycle rider leading them mistakenly went straight when he should have turned. The race director confirmed that the bicyclist went the wrong way, but put the blame on the runners, saying they should have known not to follow him. At that intersection where that incident happened, the course was fully marked. The signage is well displayed. The volunteers are there, and the fourth element is those elite runners having a meeting the day before to get familiar with the course.
Oh.
How do we know the bicyclist wasn't like working for the Americans or something?
That's right. That's right.
Well, now look what you made me do.
I followed you around the corner. All right. That's funny. In China, a 17-year-old robbed a driver on a remote country road just to show his parents that he could.
I'm so proud right now, my son.
He told the driver he was robbing who he was, where he was from, and the name of his father. Yes, questioned by police, he said he wanted to show his ability to do something great for his parents.
His idea of great, and any parent's idea of great, is vastly different.
Yeah, but he grew up like this.
Now, we are going to enjoy this meal. No one can stop us from enjoying this meal, so enjoy it. Stop crying.
Kind of like your house.
Yes. Brad, stop crying.
Hey, stop crying. You're always smacking him around for something.
That's right.
Big baby.
We've got one more.
Okay.
An elderly woman in the UK reversed into her neighbor's living room as she tried to park her car. The woman then crashed into her own garage at her retirement village. She suffered cuts and a broken nose, but nobody else was hurt.
Aww. Aww.
I don't want to hear no more of that goofy talk. Now you get home. Nothing he says makes any sense.
Yeah. So let me get this. She reversed into the neighbor's living room.
Yep.
And then she went forward and crashed into her own garage.
Correct.
Right.
At the retirement village.
Huh.
Maybe Grandma needs to give up her license.
Last time I trusted someone, I lost an eye.
I think Grandma did too. All right, that is our odd news for what day is it, Val?
It's Tuesday.
All right, excellent. Tonight on the radio, it's Jazz Night at 6 o'clock. We start off with 3 hours of jazz music with Dr. Jazz. Then at 9, it's Philip. And Philip has a great punk show. It's called Fat Stacks. It's spelt with a PH. We don't know what that means.
It's fat. That means it's awesome.
Oh, it's awesome. All right. So that's coming your way tonight, beginning at 6 right here on Northern Lights Public Radio, the music education station. I am Scott Allen.
And I'm Valerie Jane.
And we want you to keep on listening to KCHW and have a great day. Something from the Three Stooges.
Quiet, numbskulls. I'm broadcasting.
And that's pretty much it.